Is there a way of moving past our anxiety and fear so our lives are enriched and don't level out at mediocrity? Let's stay tuned and find out, shall we? Hey, it's John of Figurative Arc, and I'm doing a series looking at how we can find creative ways of making our lives better. In this video, we're going to be focusing on moving outside your comfort zone and how that can enrich your life. And so the example I'm going to give you is past some of my anxiety and fear related to whitewater rafting, because the area that I wanted to go in next is called the Royal Gorge, and the Royal Gorge is near Canyon City, Colorado. It is on the Arkansas River, and the Royal Gorge is notable for a couple of different reasons. One, the bridge that goes across it was the highest suspension bridge in the world from 1929 to 2001. It's 953 feet above the Arkansas River. So the idea of going through an area like that and going underneath that kind of bridge really interests me. There are also really high flow rates of water. So they measure that through cubic feet per second. And so 1 cubic feet per second is 7.48 gallons of water. That's how much is moving through there. The Royal Gorge, at the beginning of the season in May and early June, could be running 5,000 cubic feet per second. And so obviously these rapids can be really intense, class 4, class 5. Also, over the years, there have been people, unfortunately, that have lost their lives rafting this. So there was good reason for me to have some anxiety about the history of that and the intensity. So how I chose to respond to that anxiety is I did research. It's like, okay, I'm nervous about these things. Let me find out more. So I researched flow levels, which are higher earlier in the season. And so I thought, well, maybe for me, I should start off going a little later, like later in July. And also looking at the people that had lost their lives for when the water level was very high in early June. So I made some decisions about that in response to that anxiety. So I didn't just allow the anxiety to say, well, I'm never going to do it. But at the same time, I wasn't like, well, let me just do it and not really think about this. So I really thought about it. So that's what I learned during this first part is like, do your research. If something that you want to do is that you feel anxious about it, then examine that and research that and look at that. So that's what I did. And I did end up running the Royal Gorge, and it was fun. It wasn't scary at all. I thought it was going to be really scary. And I got to go underneath the Royal Gorge Bridge, just had a great time, met some other people. What this did for me is it translates into other things in life that I want to do. So there are other things that I'm anxious about. So when I'm able to push back and push myself outside my comfort zone, then there are other things that I can go after in life that maybe I haven't because I'm afraid. So maybe for you, it might be something like going into a social situation or asking someone out on a date or a career change. Lots of reason to maybe have some anxiety or maybe not. But rather than be judgmental about your anxiety, like investigate it. That's what I found helpful. And so what I want to do with a couple future videos is kind of looking at, well, how's the progression? You do something outside your comfort zone and then that leads you to try something else and it becomes a greater and greater impact on your life. I'd be really interested in hearing from you. What are some ways that you have found to push yourself outside of your comfort zone? Maybe you're dealing with anxiety and you're finding it hard to do that. Or maybe you found some things that are helpful for you. I'd really be interested in your journey. Like and subscribe. If you like this content, thumbs up really does help the channel because it tells YouTube, hey, someone's interested in this video. I think we should recommend this to someone else. So please consider doing that. As I continue on the channel looking at how we find creative ways of enriching our lives, I hope you will tune in. Until then, take care and bye-bye.